Hey, what's up guys, Lux here bringing you a new video, and today we're going to be taking a look at set 21159, the Pillager Outpost. This set is from the newest wave of Minecraft released in January of 2020, and it comes with 303 pieces, retails for $30 or $29.99. And you know it's a Lego Minecraft set, so I have to buy it. No if, ands, or buts. Unless it's like buildable figures, which I don't care that much about. I prefer the minifigure skill stuff. But anyways, we're going to build this up, take a look at it, and give you my thoughts on it. Pretty standard stuff, and I'll see you then. Alright guys, and we are back. I finished up building everything. Most things are in its place, but first of all, as we do, we're going to take a look at the minifigures. Then from there, move on to the builds. So, let's get to it. Alright guys, here we have the first minifigure, the Knight, as he is officially called in the Lego set, and I mean, it makes sense. He is indeed a knight, or at least looks like one. But you know, come on. We've gotten a Golden Knight before. Maybe name this guy the Silver Knight, but whatever. I'm not here to complain about the name. This figure is really nice. As you saw in the back there, he has a good amount of like chainmail detailing for his neck attachment or whatever that may be. Overall, his whole suit is pretty metallic gray, good looking suit. It would honestly look like he's wearing iron leggings and boots based on Minecraft standards. But no, this is skin, which is a really nice one at that. His helmet looks really good with the gold plating on top of it. He has some blue eyes, as you can see there. And he comes with two accessories in the shield and an iron axe. He also has a blue shield type printing on the middle of his chest, so that also adds a little bit of more detail, as well as a golden belt, if you guys can see right there. I know it's a little bit hard to see, but yeah, overall, really good figure. Again, always great to get exclusive Minecraft figures, because, you know, Steve's and Alex's can pile up over time, but I cannot complain about this figure for sure. Anyways, let's move on. Next up here is the Pillager. Now, there are actually two of them in this set. This is because it is the Pillager Outpost. You would expect multiple of these Pillagers to be located here. As you can see in the back printing, the same type of pattern from the front continues on in the back. He has a red torso, which is not too accurate to the game. It is more of a dark red torso, so they got the color brightness a little bit mixed up. You can see a little belt right there in the very bottom of his torso. He comes with a crossbow accessory, which kind of it fits. It came out nice. A little bit more detail would have been nice to see. However, I know that probably would have required like double molding and ended up costing Lego and probably us as well a bit more money to receive this. So I mean, I'm fine with it. You can tell what it is for sure. I think it came out pretty good. Glad they didn't just give them the regular Lego crossbow, and yeah, a new tool or weapon to add to the arsenal of Minecraft stuff. So not upset with that. As you can see, he has that very upset look, at least with the eyebrows. Again, you get two of them, and I mean, build up an army, perhaps. I would very much like that. So yeah, can't complain here except the miscoloration of the torso. I can only assume it's because of early concept art, but yeah, overall it's a good figure. Anyways, moving on. Next up here is the new updated Iron Golem build. Now at first I had mixed feelings about him, and honestly I still do, because there are a lot of positives and negatives to take away from this new updated figure compared to the old one. But first off, let's just show this guy off. Obviously you can see that a big difference would be his new arms. These arms just go up and down. They can't move around like the previous one because they had a ball joint, but instead they move around like, I don't know, regular minifigure arms. So I guess that can be a upside or a downside. It just depends on what you prefer. It is also entirely made out of Lego bricks, so no more printing on the arms, as you can see there. Just typical pieces for him. If we move on to the back, you can see an open back, not any special like printing. Or he has new head printing on his Iron Golem head. Yeah, everything is pretty much the same, besides the nose is now tan slash kind of gold color, as you can see there in this head. At least I hope you can. He also has some tan printing up in the top of his head and next to his eyes, as you can see there, as well as the eyes are a bit more red, like a bit more noticeable at least compared to the other. Now if I take the older figure and put them side by side, maybe not at the exact height, but around it, as close as I can get, the new Iron Golem seems a bit bigger and also wider. This is because of the arms. They are obviously made out of bricks, while this one's made out of tiles. You can see the possibility that this one has compared to the newer model, as well as less printing on the leg and the arms as well, as you can see here. A lot more Iron Golem specific plates were made for this figure. But you can see the difference in the head, a bit less printing and less brighter eyes. Pretty much all the prints that were given to the new Iron Golem are different in their own way. But again, I don't know which one I prefer, honestly. I think the printing is better on the previous Iron Golem minus the head, just because of the detail that it has compared to the newer model. But the overall build and functionality of the new Iron Golem is probably what I prefer most. But yeah, you guys can tell me down below in the comments which one you prefer. Honestly, it's a toss-up. I can take either or. I'll probably take this piece and attach it to the new Iron Golem just to give him a bit more detail. I do miss the detail on the arms, but I guess these stiffer or thicker arms can work too. Gives them that much more of an intimidation factor. But anyways, that's all I want to talk about regarding the new Iron Golem. It's a good figure, definitely. It has its ups and downs compared to the older one, and I mean, to be fair, I can't complain about a new figure technically, because this is not the same exact one. But yeah, he's also a very good addition to the set, considering, you know, it comes with an Iron Golem prison in this outpost. So yeah, no complaints there. Sorry I went on a little bit longer than I probably needed to describing this figure, but moving on. And lastly here, we have a default white sheep. Now, there's nothing special about him. This is the same build and everything else, prints and all that we've been getting for sheep since then their release. So yeah, not too much to look into here. Obviously, these random animals are included because if you can see in the box art, they have a random mob in the bottom corner or in different corners of the box just to give the set probably a bit more character. But honestly, the figures inclusion isn't that important. I guess it's just something new they're trying out with boxes, and they would feel like they need to include that figure considering they put them on the box. So makes sense. Not that big of a deal to me. I mean, more sheep. You can never have too many sheep. You can build these up for sure, but yeah, not the most exciting figure out of this set. But yeah, let's look at all the minifigures, so let us move on. Alright guys, now that we're done looking at the figures, let's take a look at the builds of these sets in their own separate sections. So let's start off with the shooting range, just so to say, for the pillagers. Now this is a, like I said, shooting range, and these are self-made dummies. They are made out of hay, some fences, as well as a pumpkin up top. So yeah, these pillagers can get creative on their own. I mean, they managed to build this, so pretty impressed. I think the hay build that they use here is not as good as the one they used in the Pillager raid set, which is the village type set that also contained a piece of hay there. I think it looked a lot better because it had the red stripe going through the top. I think that's just a superior hay build, but hey, that's just a minor nitpick here. Overall, not too detailed, not too like impressive or anything. It's just a little dummy build, which is accurate. Is what you can find, so they definitely got that right for sure. And it's a nice little piece of scenery because you can find these in Pillager Outposts for sure, so not too much to complain about here. Anyways, moving on. Next up here we have a pretty long strip of land which contains a good amount of stuff, so let's get into it real quick. So starting from the left over here, we have a spruce tree or a dark oak. I'm not sure, I'm gonna go with spruce because that's also a darker type wood and probably more common. And it's a pretty neat build. It has a lot of intricacy with its build structure, surprisingly, for a Minecraft set. So not too bad of a build. Also like that translucent green piece up top. I always love that piece, or brick. I always love that brick. But anyways, moving down the tree, we can see a pumpkin in front of it. I'm sure they have plenty of those, given that they use them for dummies. Here we have the little campsite, the little tent build. It's pretty nice. I have seen this in game as well, and they also contain crafting tables sometimes. So I mean, Lego is nailing with the accuracy here. Given it's not too like hard of a build or thing to translate to Lego, but they're doing it. I can't say that they're not getting this pretty accurately. Here we also have a yellow flower. Man, that flower's been around for ages, but yeah, just sticking out there just to add a little bit more detail, as well as this 2x4 jumper, which was added recently, and from what I know of, just in Minecraft sets. But don't take my word for it. However, it does make sense because the 2x2 jumpers have been used a lot in these Minecraft sets, so it would make sense that they would introduce 2x4 jumpers here, and I think they work pretty well. They connect the landscape well. As you can see, the tent area and this other green plate are connected via that 2x4 jumper, so it works pretty nice. And since there's no more elevation in the land where they add the brown bricks underneath, this is a very good alternative to connect them. So yes, moving on to the last build of the set. And here we have it, the last build of the set, which is the Iron Golem cage. These have a chance of spawning in Pillager Outposts as well, so it is accurate to the game, as well as they also have a rarer chance of having an Iron Golem in it. So pillagers, obviously, they love to, raid villages, and the only real people that stand in their way, more likely, the Iron Golem, which he is trapped in here. This is how you can find him in game, and usually, you're more tempted to release him to help you raid that Pillager Outpost yourself. And while I don't think this is a very conventional way of doing so, in this set there is a play feature where, as you can see, there's a hidden lever back here, and if you press down on it, it makes the front of the cage blow open, thus freeing the Iron Golem and letting him pretty much take his revenge on these pillagers that trapped him there in the first place. So yeah, it's a really nice subtle play feature. It's not like too creative or too unusual to what we usually see, but it works here pretty well, might I add. It's only held in the ground by two jumpers, so when I push the TNT out, it breaks the front of the cage really easily, and it all stays intact, so you don't have to worry about it actually breaking apart. You can just attach it just as easily as you broke it. That's the same with the TNT here. You also have a torch in the back behind the TNT, just a regular torch, not a redstone torch, so you don't have to worry about that. We also have a little bit of landscape detailing with this tall grass and this red flower right there. So yeah, not too much to look at, except a little bit of more cobblestone in the back if you're interested in that. But yeah, guys, that is pretty much it. Not too much to look at here, but just enough to satisfy my need. However, I think the name they give this set is very not misleading, because this is technically all found in an outpost. But I would have much rather preferred an actual villager outpost like the tower. Granted, it would have cost a lot more for sure, and look completely different than this. But this is more of a pillager camp than the outpost. So I would have saved that name till they actually release an outpost, if they're planning to. Even if they're not planning to, it would still make a better name, in my opinion. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all we had to cover here. The price, it was $30, so honestly this is a hard sell for $30 because it's only more so of a landscape build, and there's not too much to be desired here. $25 or below would have been a much better price in my opinion, but it's Lego. You think they're going to charge cheaply? At least you do get 4 new figures technically with the new Iron Golem build, as well as with the new pillagers and skin here. So $30, kind of a tough sell. I would definitely wait till it goes down in price at least $5. Then I would say it's definitely a bit more worth it. Would I recommend it? Definitely, because you can get 2 pillagers, new skin, new Iron Golem build, and a sheep. Might as well. Plus some neat little builds in here. But yeah, I've been rambling on for too long. That's all we have to look at in the set. I do enjoy it for sure. Definitely a must-get set for the figures alone. But that's pretty much it, guys. If you enjoyed, you know what to do. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Goodbye.